What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I wanna speak on like the recent performance of this guy, Austin Reaves, right? He been man, he been tearing it up lately. And so, and he's been getting a lot of attention, which I think, is rightly so. And it's causing people to say that maybe maybe it's now time to move on from LeBron James, because when LeBron James play, Austin Reeves don't play. He don't play the same way, and LeBron James might be taking, overshadowing him or suppressing his game, which I think is true. I remember watching Austin Reeves, Roy Hachimura, and the Lakers play against, I forgot the team they played against, but LeBron James didn't play and Anthony Davis didn't play. This was before Luka even got there. And a couple games when those two guys missed games at the same time, the Lakers won. Austin Reeves and Roy and all those guys, they just look like different ball players when LeBron wasn't out there, when Anthony Davis wasn't out there. So now fast forward, and this probably was like at least 2 seasons ago, right? Not last year, but the year before. So now people see Austin drop 50 points one game, then he come back and drop 40. This dude is hitting game winners. I think if the Lakers want to, if they want to get better, they gotta continue to let this guy develop his game, man, and give him the confidence. And that's why people are just saying that, maybe it's time to move on from LeBron, not or even just like limit his role, and just Luka already going to do his thing. Luka's not going to be affected by anything LeBron do, right? But it's the players, the other guys who don't have that confidence, don't feel like they may not have the backing of the coach or the organization. But now you got new management, right? And they might not feel the same way as old management, especially with LeBron James being up in years. And that's a point that Colin Cowherd, I was listening to his podcast, and that's something that he brought up. That new management probably see LeBron James different than what Jeannie Buss did, right? And so, with that being said, man, I'm gonna play some of what Colin Cowherd said on his podcast. Then I'm gonna come back and react to what he said.
Channel. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the Colin Cowherd podcast, all of our NFL instant reactions and more football content. Okay, he did it again. No Luka, no LeBron. In fact, no Ant Edwards. And the star of the show, buzzer beater, was Austin Reeves of the Lakers. 28 points and 16 assists. What are we to make of him? Well, first of all, he's a great American sports story. First year in the NBA, he averaged 7, then 13, then 16, then 20. Suddenly, he's averaging 34. My guess is it's going to go down a little bit. It is the best case scenario for the Lakers. They can show him off to the NBA. He's getting to the free throw line 12 times. He's always created contact. The issue isn't, is he a good player? He's a very good player, right? The question is, can you maximize his game with the Lakers? He needs the ball in his hands. You should see his numbers playing with LeBron and without him. He's a different player entirely. C+ to A-. So what do you do with him? He's showing the league, maybe Houston, the Celtics, Miami. No, I can initiate offense. I'll get to the free throw line. I'm physical. I'll work hard on the defensive end, albeit won't be great. Is he too good to trade? Or is he the perfect trade piece? Again, Luka needs the ball to dominate, and Luka is arguably the second best player in the world, some nights the very best. Maybe Austin Reeves is thinking, I want the ball. I want this to continue. So watching him last night, here's what I kept thinking watching Austin Reeves. Are the new owners, this is not the Buss family. The Buss family needed LeBron for 6.5 years. They needed him. He was selling tickets. They were a mess pre-LeBron. Remember? End of the Kobe days. They weren't very good. They were bad all the time. Right? We remember Kobe's last game, 60 points. a lot of forgettable years, are the new Laker owners who have a lot of money, and it's about the long term, not selling tickets necessarily, thinking to themselves, maybe it's LeBron we don't need. I mean, LeBron reportedly in his feels because he hasn't gotten the contract extension. My take is the only two absolutes going forward are Luka and JJ Redick. This is no longer a league of a big three. It's a duo league. But maybe the Lakers are a big three. Luka, JJ Redick, and Austin Reaves.
See, I think even with Luka, right? I think you can win regular season games with somebody like Luka, like who's a ball dominant guard. But when you get to playoff games, and then if you're fortunate enough to make it to the championship, I don't think you're gonna win a lot of championships. Like that's the reason why Phil Jackson and Mike, they had Mike play that that offense they talk about, that triangle offense, because as a superstar ball player, Luka is going to have to learn how to share that ball, and they need the kind of offense where, as though, at times, like Luka can get his basket anytime he wanted. So why have Luka, dominating the ball 80 or 90% of the time when he, you don't need him to do that. Just Luka and Michael Jordan used to do the same thing, like make sure his other teammates got off early in the game, because Mike knew he could score at will. And so if you get everybody else involved in the game, then like your team is just so much harder to beat. Everybody, you got motivation out there. Guys is playing. They're not running up and down the court thinking they're not going to get the ball. Same thing with Kobe. They used that triangle offense. Phil Jackson brought that triangle offense over there with Kobe, and people just moved it. And if you got a shot, then you could take it. You weren't going to take a whole lot of shots, but at least you was going to get some action, get some looks. But Luka bringing the ball down, then dribbling for like 18 seconds out of the 24, is like I said, Luka just so great that they can win games like that, and they're going to win games. But coming down to the playoffs, you don't want Luka doing that. And same thing with LeBron. LeBron is a ball dominant. He's ball dominant too. But they need to implement some type of offense that's going to have a guy like Austin Reaves, man, just feel confident. Like if I got it and I can score, let me do my thing. Luka gonna get his points no matter who on the floor. And Luka is going to set up other ball players. But I think the ball has to move. Luka got to do a better job of moving that ball around and getting everybody on that court more more included in that offense, man. Now they did win yesterday. I forgot who they played yesterday. They did win and they look good. Bronny James even caught an alley-oop dunk, you know what I mean? And so on a fast break, I think Austin was the one who threw the alley-oop to Bronny James, right? So they look good, man. And I'm surprised. Then you got Marcus Smart, man. He a tough, hard-nosed ball player. They gonna be down. And I ain't even no Laker. I hate to say this, man. I ain't even no Laker fan, but they look good. They look good. I hope that they don't mess this up though with this kid. This just gonna make the West even tougher. Like if you got Austin Reaves playing with this kind of confidence, Marcus Smart playing tough, hard-nosed defense. They got to lean into this, and that's why I think, like what Colin Cowherd was saying, they got new management there, and this new management might be saying, "Look, we might be on to something, man. We might be on to something. We might have to stick with this and just make a tough decision, man, to cut LeBron minutes, and then have Luka, put him in a position where he can share the ball with people more than what he do. I don't think that's going to be an issue with Luka though, for real. Even though he is ball dominant, I think that Luka going to be able to adjust.
I mean, this is what happens. You're given opportunities. Somebody takes a day off work, somebody's sick, you step in.
Yep.
With no Luka and no LeBron, JJ Redick is leaning on him. He gets the free throw line, always has. Initiates contact, always has. Hitting his shots, usually does. So this is one of those moments. The new owners are looking at this, and my take last night was, God, the kid's first or second in the league. Now, nobody plays defense early in the season, so everybody's numbers are a little glossy. A lot of guys shooting 55%. I get.
Yeah, but even with that being said, right, the thing that's impressive about Austin Reaves is that he do play through contact, right? So if you see a guy who just strictly finesse and he getting a lot of easy baskets, I can go for that. I say, all right, yeah, well, when they tighten up on him, he it's going to be a different story. But he played through contact. He get fouled and he'll play through it and get the and one. So that's something to take into consideration also.
But it's impossible not to pay attention, right? And these new owners, they're still assessing the situation. They made it very clear. JJ Redick, and with a contract extension, Luka, they're the future. But it's not a big three league. It's now a duo league. And Austin Reaves, when you compare him to LeBron, is much cheaper, younger, healthier, and let's be honest, less maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Here's JJ Redick on Austin Reaves last night.
That guy is going to show up in the big moments. It's not surprised. He's done that many times in his career. He's done that many times since I've been his coach. Feel very comfortable with him making decisions at late game.
And
see, if you're a LeBron James fan, you don't want to hear that. You know, like but with JJ Redick, sometimes it's hard to say when he blowing smoke, right? Because this is the guy who said that Bronny James has earned a spot in the NBA. So, but I'm going off of my own opinion of Austin Reaves. Like I said, I see him play through contact, and I did see him put up a 50 piece. Then he came back and hit a game winner, and so. It's encouraging, and it's something for new management to think about, just like Colin Cowherd says. So that's my take on it, man. I just hope that the Lakers lean into this situation they got going here and don't let LeBron come off the bench and just mess this up, man. That'd be crazy. They got something going. LeBron James need to just find get in where he can fit in, wherever he can help out. But I have seen before, ball players have came back and just tried to, they just messed that chemistry up. I saw it. I saw it with I don't compare this guy to Jeremy Lin, but I think he a lot better than Jeremy Lin when Jeremy Lin was in New York, and then Carmelo came back, and then so Jeremy Lin had to go back to being a role player. But yeah, man, it can be political though. And so I hope that I hope new management, man, just lean into this situation with this kid, Austin Reaves. So that's my take on it. Man, y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video.